What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. I hope all is well with you, and I really do mean that. It has been quite a week. As many of you know, we just got done concluding the 2024 presidential election. Donald Trump will be our 47th president of the United States of America. Now, I have spent the last couple of days being there for friends and family, those who thought this could never happen. And now that they're being faced with the undeniable reality of the situation, are having a very, very hard time processing what is going on. Now, guys, online here on X and social media, we've had a grand old time laughing at these people and their overdramatic reactions to all of this. I mean, people are screaming, people are wishing like bad things on Trump. They're wishing bad things on family members. You see wives wanting to divorce husbands over this. You got women out here who are now saying that they want to deny their men sex because of this, because they feel like their rights as women have been trampled upon. To which I say that is rather ironic that these people who couldn't keep their legs closed otherwise are going to keep their legs closed for something like this. So it's kind of having the desired effect after all. I don't know. But I do think that it is unfortunate that it's going down the way that it's going down. And talking to friends and family the way that I have, it just occurred to me that, guys, a crime has been committed here. And while we are in the process of laughing at each other and wishing ill on each other, the perpetrators of the crime are running away laughing. What am I talking about? I am talking about who else but the mainstream media. The mainstream media that's created this current climate that's in this country, probably in this whole world. Guys, I once heard somebody say that they're not really after Donald Trump. They're really after us. It's just that he's standing in the way. And so we've seen Donald Trump be indicted. We've seen him have criminal charges pressed upon him. We've seen people take shots at this man. And in the midst of that, you guys might have forgotten, I think he might have lost a brother and a sister. I think he had deaths in the family. And yet this man has continued on. And he's a rich man. He had no reason to be doing this. This is the reason why I kind of had a softening of the heart when it came to Donald Trump, because I'm like, okay, I'm sure a lot of people in his position would have just said, freak it. I don't need this. To hell with these people. You know what I mean? They're shooting at me. They're talking about me. I'm the butt of every joke on late night television. All of this stuff. But yet and still, he will be our 47th president. And a lot of people, as I said, are truly, truly distraught about this. I've talked to people. I've looked into their eyes. And I can see that they are deeply, deeply hurt and afraid. And it's easy to laugh at these people. Initially, I thought I'd be one of them laughing at these people. But when I started talking to friends and family, it kind of occurred to me that, and you've heard me say this before, that we are probably under the biggest or one of the biggest psyops in American history. I'm sure you guys have heard of the term trauma-based mind control, where you put people to trauma, obviously. You show them something that they weren't emotionally or psychologically prepared for, and they start to break. And I've sensed this going on in this country for a while now through our media. There was this thing called Operation Mockingbird, all right, Operation Paperclip, things like that. We've had these things run on us before as a society. And so you look at what's going on with the American public right now. That's a lot of really negative energy for a country that claims to be under God, right? And why? Why are people having this dramatic reaction to what's going on here? Why does the average citizen who's having these reactions, why do they hate Trump so much? You cannot like the man. You cannot agree with the man. And you can see the things that he does and you can resent him for it. But the violent hatred of this man is truly extreme and is truly illogical when you consider that you have people now, as I said before, who are breaking off ties. If you voted for that man, I want nothing more to do with you. I hate you. I hope that you die. You see this online. People wishing harm on other people who just last week they might have been cool with. We're talking family and friends. Don't talk to me anymore. I want nothing more to do with you. Never mind the fact that an election is an American thing. In order to have an election, you have to have at least two different candidates, at least two different sides. There should be a choice. Anything else is not American. If there was just one clear choice, or not even a choice, if there was just one there, and we just had to accept that, we wouldn't be America. We have to have choices. And with those choices should come respect of one another's choices. But that's not what we're seeing here. It's very, very extreme and it's very, very unhealthy. I talked about this before. So, once again, why? Why this aggressive, violent, unhealthy hatred of one candidate? Well, it's not that hard to tell. We have had a whole media industry, a whole entertainment industry, a whole sports industry to tell us that this man was a dictator, to tell us this man was evil, he's misogynistic, he's racist, he's a bigot, he's a homophobe. Every fucking bad thing underneath the sun, they said this man was. And we think somehow we're going to be logical when we're trying to process our choices that are our rights as Americans when it comes to voting. No, the media has pulled these strings so badly that you have people who are truly, truly distraught. I've been talking to people that I love and they're depressed. It's not even funny. I thought that I was going to have fun laughing at the over dramatic reactions and stuff like that. I know a lot of you are. I've seen the videos. Some of them are actually kind of funny. But when you look at people who are quietly suffering because they actually bought into this, and I'm not saying that Trump is an innocent person or he's just some angel or anything like that. What I'm talking about is the extreme reaction where you would cut people off, where you would hate people, and you would wish all types of violence on people and ill fortune on people. That kind of thing. That's terrible. That to me is actually a form of terrorism because you have people out here who are truly terrified of where this country is going. I had someone talking to me earlier today, and they said that this just proves to them that America is racist. America, the overwhelming majority of Americans are racist because of who they voted in for president. And they truly believe that, guys. They truly believe it, even though we voted in Barack Obama twice. Even though America was embracing Kamala Harris. You know, I mean, she got, like I said, she had the whole industry behind her. She had people loving her, right? This was America. It just so happens that more Americans voted for the other person, you know? But to who I was talking to, that is proof that America is racist. And so they don't know what to tell their children. They don't know how to feel about the future. They're terrified, you know? And it's all because of the way the media has framed this thing. But the media gets to walk off laughing. They got their ratings. Their reporters are going to get their raises and everything. They're having a grand old time. Even the candidates. You know, you're feeling so bad. I guarantee you, Kamala Harris is somewhere. You know what I mean? She'll be fine. These people are rich. She's going to sell a book like the Obamas. You know, they're going to go on speaking engagements and tours and they're going to get standing ovations. But what about us? What about us as a society? What kind of condition and what kind of shape are we in as a result of that? I say that we're in a very, very volatile condition here, guys, because it doesn't take a soothsayer to know that we are only as good right now as the next police shooting. Okay? Because the media has framed it that, oh, Donald Trump wants to give complete immunity to the police. Now, the police, they're involved in shootings all the time. God bless them, they are. People are shot by the police all the time. People die by the police all the time, even under precious Joe Biden's administration. And even if Kamala Harris had been voted in, it would have happened under her administration. It's just the nature of that business, right? But there are people laying in wait for something terrible like that to happen so they can say, that's what you get, especially black men. Because Barack Obama, evil man that he is, left black men holding the bag. He specifically said that it was black men who weren't supporting Kamala Harris, their sister. I'm not feeling that support from the brothers. Even though, if you believe the polling, if you look at the percentage of black men who actually voted, well, there were a fair amount of black men who voted for Kamala Harris. That's not going to stop people, because I've already heard them online, from wishing death upon black men for this. So the very first police shooting that happens that is controversial, and it's down the middle, as usual, you're going to have the people who are saying, well, he should have complied. And there are going to be other people who say, well, he shouldn't have died. The media will go freaking supernova with this. I don't think you guys realize the potential that the media has, the power that the media has to tear down our country, to tear down the very fabric of our country, our faith in one another. We've seen this before, all right? When we talk about the whole pandemic thing, right? The media blew that thing up. And it's funny. It's funny the parallels here, guys, because during that thing, they tore families apart, said that you couldn't see grandma. During the holidays, they had Fauci come out and say, oh, you shouldn't get together for Thanksgiving and for Christmas. And if you do, you have to stand outside the window. You have to stay away from each other. Isn't it funny? Isn't it strange how everything comes down to tearing people apart, to separating each other? When are we going to get hip to what these people are doing to us, to all of us? Because that's the common thread that I'm seeing here. No matter what we go through, it never results in us coming together. Tell me something, guys. How hard would it be for Trump and for Kamala Harris and for Joe Biden or whoever to do a public service announcement, to do an address to the American public, now that it's not that hard to see how badly we've been divided, how badly we've been torn apart? How hard would it be for these principals to come together to say, hey, look, guys, we know it's been a rough season, but we're going to be okay as a country. We're going to love each other through this. We are. There's no reason for families to be separated. We're going into the holidays. Everybody should be forgiving of one another and understanding of one another. All right. It doesn't always have to come down to they're a racist, they're a homophobe, they're a bigot. People had other issues. They had reasons for the way that they voted, but the anger that we're seeing out here, that's the real pandemic. That's the real threat. And that is what they exploit with our news media. They are vampires, guys. They're ghouls. They're vultures. And they are the criminals here. And they're laughing at all of us while we're laughing at those people who are going through some very real trauma that was caused by them. So, in closing, check on your relatives. Sometimes you got to be the bigger person, man. You know what I mean? You got to. Just like when I talked about how I felt about the jab and my concerns about that, my family laughed at me. Don't you know I have family members now coming to me saying, I feel like you were right. I don't feel like I'm okay. You know what I mean? I get that now. Am I going to laugh at them? No, I'm not, because I love them. I love them enough to try to tell them the truth in the first place. They laughed at me just the same way as they ridiculed us. They ridiculed those of us who even considered voting for Donald Trump. They called us all types of names, and they still are today. And they still are wishing violence on us. So this is the reason why I say, check on your relatives. I do understand, guys, because there's a danger here. Because you actually have people online who are saying that they want to harm those of us who might have voted for Donald Trump. They're saying that. So what is to stop these people from trying to manipulate that into reality? The media being the first online. They're waiting for the opportunity, I promise you, waiting for the opportunity to come up with or exploit a situation like a police shooting into all-out freaking war. When are we going to get smart enough to see this coming? You guys remember this video, guys. It's going on long, so I want to finish it now. But you guys remember what I'm telling you here, because I feel like I see it all, and I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen because it happens all the time. It's just a matter of what the media chooses to amplify. It's just like what I talk about with these shows that we watch when they talk about toxic fandom. If you choose to amplify toxic fandom, then you're going to define the fandom by that. And that's what we see. If that's what you want to focus on, if that's what you want to amplify, if that's what you want to exploit, well then, that's what you're going to get. And that's the reality that we're going to get. And it's a hell of a negative energy. It's a hell of an evil energy. And that's what these people are here for. It's not a matter of what I believe or what you believe. It's a matter of what they believe. And these are some truly wicked people who get off on this shit. And that, my friends, is the reason why YouTube does not promote my channel, among others. There's a lot of people out here who are telling this truth. A lot of people out here who are trying to speak some logic into this or common sense into this reality. And those are not the ones who are going to get the promotion and things like that. So guys, if you want to support the channel, as I always say, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe, and of course you can donate to the channel through the Super Thanks feature on each and every one of my videos. I'm not going to get paid off YouTube because, like I said, I'm just not the one, okay? But guys, what do you think? What do you think about what we've seen here? I know that it's challenging to have a sympathetic mind for these people in the things that they're doing and the fools that they're making out of themselves and everything. But god damn it, man, if some of us don't try to put the brakes on this, and some of us try not to be so easy here, if we don't do this, then these people are going to get their way. And I find that unacceptable. For us, it's unacceptable for our kids and our future. It's the only way to turn this thing around. So guys, thank you for listening. And I just say God bless America. God bless all of you. I'll catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.